Hello everyone, this is the team news from Manchester United against Tottenham Hotspur. Premier League, proper game, innit? Big game. No more games against Brighton. I thought we had to play Brighton every week. It felt like some fucking Groundhog Day nightmare, didn't it? But we're against a proper team. We've got Spurs. The team news should be out very shortly. What are you thinking for this?
Nervous. Must-win game.
Do you think?
I think you have to.
Is every game a must-win game then at this point?
It is, but before international break, with all the signing stuff that's been going on with Manchester United, or the lack of, I think we have to. I think if we don't win today against Jose Mourinho's Spurs, I think that it'll leave a very, very sour taste in the next 2 weeks worth of footballing mouth.
Footballing mouth.
Yeah, I agree. Mouth.
It's going to be a big game, innit? And we've seen a lot of teams around us drop points. Chelsea have dropped points already. Wolves are getting battered every other day. Arsenal 2-0 up currently against Sheffield United. So it seems like there's still chance. You know, it's not like everyone's come out of the blocks flying. I know United were poor against Palace. We were poor against Brighton, but managed to get the win. But I still think once our form turns around, once our players get fit again, Paul Pogba and Marcus Rashford and Martial sort of find their feet. I think Rashford's been good actually. Martial a bit slower. Once they find their feet, I think that, you know, top four at least is definitely on. But it is these sorts of matches that we need to sort of pull a result out of the bag. There's no one really running away with it as of yet. I mean, Liverpool.
But they've not even played today yet, and they've got a lot of injuries today. Cameron's forgot to change the camera.
Yeah, but have they got real injuries?
Mane's out for
fake Liverpool
Mane's
injuries?
Out for COVID. Alisson's not playing. Thiago's not playing. They've lost 3 or 4 players, and maybe the international break come at a big time for them. But at the same time, you know, who knows? Who knows about that? But a lot of teams. City been really poor as well. You know, with what happened this week. Everton looked good. Arsenal have looked good as a little bit better than they were last season. But
I can't imagine Everton holding this format for the whole season.
And that's the whole point, is that unless it's City and Liverpool are the ones doing it, I don't think anyone can see all these teams that are doing okay. It's the same as Leicester last season. Leicester were pushing the top 2, but
Leicester's form last season was so perfect for Man United, literally just holding a space in the top 4 for us. And as soon as we had a good run of form, they're like, "Done this, lads. Do you want this place in the top? Yeah, please, cheers. Yeah, we'll step out."
The other bit of breaking news today, Diogo Dalot, like 2 minutes ago, has gone on loan to AC Milan.
Yeah.
What do you reckon to loan of Diogo Dalot? Do you think it's the right thing to do, or?
I don't quite get it. I think it is we wanted to sell him and we couldn't sell him, because if we wanted him in the squad, or we had a view to having him in the squad, he's quite old to be going out on loan. I know he's only 21, 22, but you don't usually send out 22-year-olds and bring them back for the first team squad. You saw it maybe with Jesse Lingard, but generally speaking, your loans happen 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
So I assume if they're willing to let someone of his age leave on a loan, then they would have been willing to sell him if AC Milan had the money. So if the thinking is we're trying to get rid of him, but we can't, then a loan for me is just weakening our squad.
Yeah, I
suppose it's nice if you're looking at it from a sympathetic, personal perspective. It's good for him. Give him a chance to get some minutes. Give him a chance to have some games in a top flight league. Good for him. Very good. But you just think, from what United wanted from that deal, what are we getting out of it?
The only thing is it maybe a longer term, like, shop window kind of thing? I mean, if we can't sell him this summer, at least next summer you're selling a player that's played 30, 40 games rather than someone that's sat on the bench for 3 seasons.
Yeah, and if he's really good, you might get 28 million for him rather than 18 million for him. So there's a chance that we do get some good money for him. But yeah, it just seems like kind of a nothing move really, because it doesn't really help United too much. Maybe it helps Dalot, maybe it helps him get, like I said, a footing in top flight football. But generally, it's just a bit kind of uninspiring again, isn't it?
Are you amazed that Dalot's gone before Chris Smalling? No,
because I can see why the Chris Smalling deal would take a bit more time, because we're fighting over a few million quid, which obviously in Roma, or for Rome, they clearly don't want to spend 18, 20 million. We want that. They want 12, 14 million.
Yep.
So I can see why there would be a bit of an impasse there. But with Dalot, I just think, if he wants to leave, and he's willing to leave, and Ole doesn't want to play him, then fair enough.
Yeah.
The team who should be coming out.
There's some rumours going around.
In a few seconds. Yeah, there's rumours that Eric Bailly will be playing,
which I think is a good thing. Now, that doesn't say we may go 3 at the back, because we did that. Yeah. Did we play 3 at the back against Spurs last season?
I'm not sure. We played 3 at the back for the last 20 minutes against Brighton, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they still scored on that left-hand side, left-hand side.
I'm not sure whether, even if Bailly does start, whether that means that he's going to be part of a 3 or a 2. I'd like to see him in a 2. I think they played okay.
Here is the team. We've got David De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Eric Bailly and Luke Shaw. So it is a 4 at the back with Bailly and Maguire as the 2 centre-backs. Then a midfield of Matic, Pogba, Fernandes. Then we've got Greenwood, Rashford, Martial. So it's that first choice team,
right.
But we've got Lindelof in for Eric, or Lindelof out for Eric Bailly.
Yeah.
We'll go through that team again. David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Bailly and Shaw will be getting the graphics for the team who's up on the screen very shortly.
Yeah.
Then in midfield of Matic, Pogba and Fernandes with Mason Greenwood on the right, Marcus Rashford on the left and Anthony Martial up front. The subs bench then is Dean Henderson, Victor Lindelof, Fred, Lingard, Mata, McTominay and Van der Beek as well. So no strikers on the bench. Lindelof is dropped down to the bench, which is the first time Ole has dropped him, isn't it?
I think it's
round
good.
of applause from Andy Tate in the background there, who will be featuring later today on the halftime show, as well as fan cams.
Yeah.
Give us your predictions. I want score predictions now. Now we've got the team news, which should be coming up on the screen very shortly. Now we've got the team news. Give me your score predictions. We can have a bit more of an understanding of how the team's going to look, how it's going to play. You can't. This may be famous last words. I can't imagine Harry Kane getting the better of Eric Bailly. Can you?
No.
I know.
I'm glad
obviously, anything can happen.
I'm glad he
but
started.
He's stronger than him. Or he's faster than him. He's just as quick as him. He's as good in the air as he is.
This is the team
Here's
that
the team. We'll leave that up on the
myself,
screen,
Ronaldo, and I think Steve did on his predictor. All predicted this team. I think this is our strongest team at the minute. I think with Eric Bailly looked a lot sharper than Victor Lindelof has. He adds that stuff that Maguire doesn't. So I'm glad to see him start. Matic, Pogba, Fernandes is our strongest 3
for sure.
Van der Beek showed a lot in midweek, but just not quite enough to get into the team.
Van der midweek, that's what they're going to be calling him, innit? Only playing the cup matches. That's one for you lads for the newspapers. Donny van der midweek, more like.
And then I think Juan Mata as well.
No, forget it.
No, let's not. Juan Mata had a good game in midweek, but I don't think this is the kind of game. No. I've got the Spurs team here as well.
Yes, so you're going to go through that.
So they've got Lloris in goal, back 4 of Aurier, Dyer, Sanchez and Reguilon. Midfield 2 of, looks like Højbjerg, Sissoko. Then they've got Ndombele as a 3. Then Lamella, Son, and Harry Kane. So Son, who was out for months, was Mourinho's saying last week. He's back in the squad.
That's their full strength squad.
That's pretty much their full strength team. Surprised not to see. So Dele Alli on the bench, Lucas Moura on the bench, Harry Winks on the bench, Doherty on the bench, who they've just signed as well. Ben Davies and Alderweireld as well, and Joe Hart as well. I haven't forgot about him. So go through that team again. That is Hugo Lloris in goal, back 4 of Aurier, Dyer, Sanchez and Reguilon. Midfield 2 or 3 of Højbjerg, Sissoko and Ndombele. Then their front 3 of Lamella, Son and Kane.
It's a good squad.
It's a good squad.
Heung-min Son on Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be an interesting battle on that side, especially almost not the one-on-one, which we've seen Wan-Bissaka so good in one-on-ones, you would assume he would at least be competent against Heung-min Son. The thing I'm worried about is ball down the right hand side with Lamella, balls over to the back post, because Heung-min Son's got great arrival.
He does.
He arrives on runs and on passes very timely fashion. So I do worry a little bit about him, because he's a smarter version of the players who Brighton had, and we struggled with that.
Yeah, and the other thing they've got down that left hand side is they've got Reguilon on the left hand side, who we saw against Brighton as well, how Greenwood as the right winger doesn't really track back that much, and that's it's not where our midfielders kind of drift to as well. So Reguilon with a bit of delivery as well. So it's whether it'll be Greenwood trying to track back, which is the important thing.
It was against Palace, we did it against Brighton, we did it against Sevilla, we did it. United keep conceding crosses to the back post, keep conceding from goals. We conceded 2 of them against Sevilla. We conceded 1 against Palace, or 2 against Palace. We conceded another 1 against Brighton. United need to. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know what Ole's telling the fullbacks to do, but every single time the ball comes across to the back post, we're struggling. Our fullbacks are letting men come behind them over and over again. And, again, when they've got the likes of Heung-min Son on the pitch, you can't let them do that.
Just stop there for us, Cam, if possible. Lindelof finally ran out. Go back up for us a second. Got a comment there from... Keep going. Matthew Lee. Lindelof finally ran out of chances. Eric has sent his spot in the team today. Has to keep... I'm guessing he has to kind of cement his spot. And I agree with that. Everyone's been a lot of people have been talking about Eric Bailly and the fact that it's kind of his chance now. He's been drip fed back into the team, made sure
very well, I would say.
Very well. But now, if Eric Bailly's starting, he has to be there. He has to put in a good performance because he's been given his chance now.
Because also, the pressure or the expectation of Eric Bailly for the last 6 months has been coming in the cup matches, come in if we're winning, come in the occasional league match, and you can almost just not have a laugh, but you can express yourself. You can be Eric Bailly because you're not the first choice, so you don't have the pressure and the expectation. Whereas now, if you get caught out of position like you did against, who was it, Preston or
Luton?
Last season in the cup.
It was the Norwich game.
Like you did against Norwich, or if you get sliding in for tackles and missing them, you will be put under the microscope like Lindelof did, like you are a first choice player, you're a first choice selection now. So the scrutiny is even higher. There's no chance for, it's just Eric Bailly who plays in cup matches. If you're going to be the starting centre-back for the first team, you have to not put a foot wrong. And if you do, you're going to get the same treatment Lindelof did. So hopefully he can be excellent today. Much more physically adept than Lindelof. I don't think he's quite as good on the ball, but hopefully his positioning and his defending and his tackling and his speed and his aerial ability will be enough to cement his place in the first team. And we saw it when he first arrived, how good he can be. So, hopefully he's excellent today. But we're going to be back for the watch-along very shortly. It's going to be me. We're going to have Stephen Howson on there as well. We're going to have Alex on there as well. Maybe Andy Tate, maybe Jay.
Everyone's here today.
So you're going to be seeing all of us today. So make sure you check out the watch along at 4 o'clock, 4:30 kickoff. Thank you very much for joining us for the team news. The big news today, Eric Bailly starts ahead of Victor Lindelof at centre-back. The rest of the team is our best team now.
It is our best
We know what our first 11 is when everyone's fit. So big chance for Eric Bailly, big chance for Man United to sort of cement what has been 3 games in about 10 days, 3 wins. Good. One more against a proper team, that would be good, wouldn't it? Proper team. Right, we'll be back at 4 o'clock for the watch along. See you in a bit.